Hi, welcome to the channel, and my name is Ben Beckner, and I just wanted to record a quick video and do an unboxing for the Mevo Start Camera 3-pack that I just received today. Now, I've watched enough unboxing videos to know that the stuff's already been unboxed when we see the video, so I thought I would actually do a real unboxing. The only thing that I've done is pulled it out of the box it was shipped in and the cellophane wrapping so that we can actually do a live unboxing. So yeah, so just wanted to share this with you and kind of give you my first impressions of the Mevo cameras right out of the box. Now, I've used Mevo cameras for a number of years. I actually had one of the original Mevos and then acquired a Mevo Plus, and then when the Start came out, I acquired one of those as well. Currently, in what I do, I'm utilizing two Mevo Starts and a Mevo Plus for a lot of what I do. We stream our church services, and then I do a podcast and some weekly stuff for our church that I utilize a camera in any one of those situations. I've actually started live streaming some different events and needed some additional cameras. We leave our starts for the most part set up in our church, so I didn't want to be tearing those out every time I needed to do an event, and wanted to have also the flexibility of being able to record some content from my home versus my office, or be able to be on the go and record content that way. And so that's why I decided to go ahead and purchase this Mevo Start 3-pack. So with Mevo's release of the new multicam app, which is what I'll be using today, I was really drawn to this, and it's something that I think will make things a lot easier for me to do some pop-up live stream events, being able to be real portable. It just gives you a lot of flexibility. The cameras themselves also have the ability to be utilized in different ways outside of the Mevo platform, the Mevo apps that they have. So I'm super excited about these. The cameras themselves tend to be really trouble-free. They are sometimes a little finicky on network settings and things like that, and there have been times when we fought those in different ways. So, but by and large, with what's available on the market today, at the price point of what's available, these sure seem to work the best for what I do and what I hope to continue to do. So, so I'll do this unboxing and kind of give you some of my first impressions, and we'll go from there. So, switch views here. So here's the box as I received it. Like I said, I did go ahead and take the cellophane wrapping off, and just wanted to make that easier to open as we go through here. So obviously familiar packaging. They're promoting their multicam app, some information on how and to places that it can be streamed to. So pretty simple here, and we'll go ahead and slip this outer cover off. Set that aside, and we have a nice red box, and slip this top one off. And we have our three cameras sitting here inside. So each are kind of in their own compartment, and until I get some cases or decide what I want to do, my thought was to go ahead and try to save the box and the packaging, just to be able to use it for what I need to be portable and whatnot. So we'll take this first one here, and so we've got it wrapped in the cellophane and cut out already there for where the microphones are. So we'll go ahead and peel this open, and we'll set that aside. So first look at the camera here. Obviously these are things that I'm familiar with. So, but just want to go ahead and highlight a few of these things here for you. We have here at the bottom the insert for SD card, micro SD, input here which accepts a USB-C, another input which is a 3.5 millimeter audio input, power button, and then you'll notice right above here, maybe a little difficult, a series of lights that will give us some information as we go to start the camera up. So there's that camera. The front side LED light here, obviously our lens. You'll notice that it's got a little bit of a cover or a browser even, and that's just to kind of keep direct light from shining directly onto the lens and get some of those artifacts from showing through. So kind of a rubberized texture, and you'll notice here at the bottom you've got the insert, which gives you some options on mounting. This actually unthreads, and so we'll go ahead and try and take that out here so that you get a good look at what your options are. A little more difficult and just hard to grasp. All right, got that out. So with the adapter out, you've noticed a fine thread, wide opening that will accept a standard microphone stand thread. And so if you have microphone stands already kind of sitting around, this will thread right onto there. The adapter here is very useful as well. On the one side here, as you can see, that accepts a 1/4-20 thread. So most tripods, camera equipment that takes a mount will accept that. And this back side is a 3/8 inside diameter. So so a lot of options you have for you just inside this these threaded adapters and inside this mount. So we'll go ahead and set that aside. Go ahead and open up the rest of this as we pull this top layer off. Looks like we probably have some documentation here. Nope, no documentation, okay. And then further in we have our USB-C cable. So USB-C on this end, and then the standard USB that we're all used to seeing there. And I guess that's it. I thought I was supposed to get some, thought they were supposed to come with a microfiber cloth, if I remember right. Yeah, so in the box, 3 cameras, 3 cables, only 1 microfiber lens cloth, and then quick start guide. Okay, so only 1 cloth, so maybe that'll be in the other boxes. So set that there. Second camera, obviously just the same as what we looked at here before. And it looks like maybe inside this one we've got quick start guide, so a QR code that you would scan with your device, and some instructions there, probably on setup, and microfiber cloth, and USB cable. We will need that to charge those up. Third camera, cable, some of that stuff you're not supposed to eat, and let's see if there's anything else. All right, so got all the devices unboxed and looks good. what I think I'll go ahead and do is, since I've got this one open and available, they probably come with a little bit of charge, and what I'm probably going to go ahead and do is turn this on and see if we can't get connected to use my phone and get them connected to our app. So push and hold that power button, you'll hear it beep, and then our lights dance back and forth. As it goes through its startup procedure, the front, we have a white flashing light. So I'm going to go ahead and screw this in so I can set this down. And pull out my phone so I can get connected. Go to multicam. Maybe if I can spell. There we go. All right, so I've started up the app. So it's already detected my other two cameras that I'm currently using to record this presentation. So you'll see this other Mevo camera here. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the others as well. That one doesn't turn on, so that battery must be dead. Try this other one. And that one kicked on. We'll watch here in the app to see as it shows up. And I have another cable here that I'm going to go ahead and plug this third one in. And you'll notice here as I plugged it in, this first light is now flashing, so that battery was pretty low on startup, so we'll allow it to charge for just a second. And then we'll notice on the other two, looks like we're charged, according to this, about 3/4, 75% or so. All right, so go ahead and see here that I've got two of the cameras already available, and we'll hit setup. What this will actually do is automatically connect to the Wi-Fi that I already have set up here at home as it goes through this process. So you'll see they create their own hotspot that you can connect to, but I'm going to connect to my own Wi-Fi and hit that there, and it'll ask for my password, and I'll enter that. And the lights were indicating it's connecting. And then I have, shows we have a firmware update that's available. I'm going to go ahead and hit setup on this other camera, and here we see the pop-up that says, do you want to connect this camera to my Wi-Fi network? And so I click yes, and now it's going to go through the process of connecting. So we see the lights there, flashing light on the front as it goes through the connection process. And there it is. So we've got two firmware updates, but let's see if it'll allow me to connect at this point. without the firmware update. We'll go ahead and do the firmware update a little bit later. So here it says connecting. It's not connecting, so it's maybe going to force me to go through that firmware update. Went ahead and started up that third camera as well to go through that process. So they're not allowing me to connect just yet. So I'm going to go ahead and do a firmware update. It's asking to do the 2.4.12 at this point in time, which had come out on April 13th. So I'm going to go ahead and update it, and it's going to go through the process of uploading the firmware, and it's going to ask me to wait. So I'm getting a firmware update failure. Try this other one here for now. So it allowed me to connect with that one. I thought I'd hit the firmware update, but apparently I hit the connect button. So I've got the option to actually go ahead and use the app with the camera. I'm going to try this third one, connecting it to my Wi-Fi. Alright, so try and connect it into the camera and or into the app, and it connected. But this third one, or the first one I've tried, didn't allow me to do that, so I'm going to try connecting it now. It is not wanting to connect, so it is device 249DM. So I'm going to go ahead and do a reset on it right away. So I push and hold that power button, you'll hear the beep, the lights flash, and then it beeps again. I'm going to hold it an additional 30 seconds, and that's on Mevo's website to do a reset on those, just to try and give it a chance to connect just like the others. Had no issues with them, but you know, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, sometimes there's some things that occasionally pop up with these that by and large they're great, trouble-free, but you know, you are going to have occasions, just like with any other electronic device, that doesn't work for whatever magical reason in that moment. But then later on, you know, a reset, a power cycle of some kind, and it'll work just fine. So that seems to be about 30 seconds. I didn't count it, but we'll go ahead and try that. So I release, and then I'm going to just push and hold again. Okay. So it's going through the power cycle. Waiting for those lights to quit moving around. And now it showed up in the app as one that I can connect to. So we're going to try that again. And it took it this time. So you'll notice that the status lights on each of these, as they are connected to the app, change. So they are all showing that they're connected. So on the app, I'm going to go ahead and hit start streaming, even though we're not going to be streaming. And now we've got all 3 devices that are showing as available to go ahead and connect to and work through. So this is pretty great. Obviously, we want to go through and do a firmware update, but this gives us some initial satisfaction of connection, of working, and we get an idea of what we can do. So I'm not going to go through and spend all the time on using the app. There's a lot of video tutorials out there at this point, and in the Mevo website, in addition to a really active Facebook group that has a group of people that really do try to be helpful to one another. And that's good. It's good to be part of a community in that way that helps you troubleshoot, because you're going to run into issues or times where things don't work quite the way you hoped or needed to, and there's just a wealth of knowledge of people there that can kind of give some quick advice. One of my own, I guess, maybe frustrations with Mevo at this point is the way they operate their technical support. There's no phone number that you can call and talk with somebody. I've had one issue in particular that was just really hard to communicate back and forth through email. That they do a ticket system done through email. You exchange emails back and forth, and so sometimes that feels really tedious, and it's hard to communicate sometimes in a written form like that. So there's been just one issue for me that I had some difficulty getting resolved. But anytime that I have had to get in touch with technical support, they've been really good in getting back to me pretty quick. And for most issues, I think that works well. But that's just been my experience in that one particular issue there. So obviously, I'm happy enough with their product and with their services that I've invested another chunk of change with them to buy some cameras that allow me to do things that I wouldn't be able to do with some other things that are out there and currently available. So yeah, overall, real happy with this. I think I'm going to be playing around with some setups here in the next few days. I'm actually going to be streaming a band concert and choir concert for the school, and so this will be a great setup for that. I'll be able to position cameras on and around the auditorium there to be able to give a good view of the stage. And audio is the other part of these that you need to take in consideration too. So the onboard cameras actually do a pretty good job. So I'm anticipating actually utilizing the onboard cameras in addition to a nice kind of choir mic that I will be setting up towards the front of the stage. So do some tests on that to make sure it'll be operational, and then see how that goes. So I'll probably upload a video of my setup that I did for that, and maybe a clip or two of that performance to share with you as well. Yeah, so excited about that. We'll see how the rest of this unfolds. So appreciate you watching. Hopefully you found this useful. Please like and subscribe, and let me know what other content or maybe some other Mevo tutorial videos I'd be happy to try and show you. I use these in kind of a wider range, but somewhat of a common use as well. I mean, like I said, I stream our church services. I do some online like devotional Bible studies throughout the week. I also have a podcast that I do as well. So lots of different ways I'm using these, but fairly common. And then, like I said, with this event coming up this weekend, or this next week, we'll utilize them in that way. I've used them in the past before streaming graduations, and maybe I'll put a link to that video or a clip from that video and how I utilized a couple of cameras to accomplish that. So didn't use the Mevo multicam, wasn't available at that time, the app that the Mevo came out with. I used 2 Mevo starts to bring them into another software program. I use Ecamm, which is specific to Macs. OBS is a similar one that others use as well. So I was able to accomplish it that way. So this setup with multicam just really simplifies all of that. There are still some limitations, as this is the first version that they've released outside of beta, and I'm excited with where it's at now and really looking forward to some features as they continue to unfold those. So yeah, like I said, like and subscribe. Any comments, questions, post those below and I'll answer those as they come in. I appreciate you watching,